It's time for Quick Draw. Get out your tickets now. We're playing Quick 2, 3, and 4. Good luck.
Views and comments expressed by the hosts, their guests, callers, and advisors on Eye of the Nation are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Eye of the Nation is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Eye of the Nation is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2026. All rights are reserved.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Eye on the Nation. I'm Leland Miller.
I'm Sandy Brown.
Are you
something
sure?
Look a little funny.
Are you sure? You sound like you're not sure. Did you?
You know when like something look a little funny on the camera over here. This is why I feel like, there you go. I feel like that's a little better.
So now you're Sandy Brown.
Yes, now I'm Sandy Brown.
And you're listening to us at 103.5 The Beat FM, channel 224. That's on cable, channel 112, that's on Flow, and of course on ILTV Studios, on Facebook, and Eye on the Nation over on YouTube. I have to say, because we missed Barber Day yesterday, and so because today isn't Barber Day.
You went to the barber yesterday?
Can you not tell?
No.
It's because I look the same way all the time.
Or because you're not cutting this off.
The point of going to the barber at the same time every time is so that you always look the way you look. Let me send a special shout out to my friends over at Island Connect.
Hi, Island Connect.
Island Connect say whenever you decide to start doing the Pixie, they'd be happy to have you. I have petitioned them and told them that it can't be on Wednesdays.
Why not?
Because I've petitioned them.
Okay.
They've been petitioned.
All right.
So you have to pick a day, but it can't be Wednesday.
Okay. All
Let me
right.
also send a special shout out to my friends over at the Kingsman Collection who,
You look nice today.
hey, it's Kingsman. What can I say? All right, so we've got a full show planned for you. You didn't like that?
I have nothing to say. You do look, all I said was you look nice. The people say I don't be nice,
And
you
all I
look
said
nice.
is it's Kingsman.
Or the normal thing to do is say thank you.
No, but you may not know that it was Kingsman.
Okay.
Who also had a fantastic event on Sunday, by the way.
Oh, did you go?
I was busy doing some Justice of the Peace.
You was a JP?
I am one of His Majesty's
It's
most
no
ardent.
way you are JP.
I am one of His
Let me
Majesty's.
tell you how I know it's no way this man is a JP. Y'all heard me rant about my passport situation.
Mm-hmm.
He heard me rant about my passport situation and how I had to go and try and find a JP.
How you been to another JP?
You never told me.
But
I ranted to you about it. Two
Yes,
slaps. The
you
producer
came
said
here-
2 slaps. I ranted
came
to
here
you.
to lament to
I
me about some
ranted to you.
other JP
You
that
didn't
you went
even
to.
say. You didn't even say. Sonny, I could do it for you, you know.
Because you came here to tell me about how you had gone to some other
No,
JP.
no, no. I didn't go to anybody at that time.
No, you said you had given your documents to the
Wow.
JP person, and the thing was taking 2 weeks. and
Wow.
Stop going to them kind of
Y'all
JPs.
heard me complain about it. They all heard me complain about it. Now all of a sudden he's a JP. So I had to go pay somebody. Because you know I wasn't paying you. That's what it was. You know I wasn't going to pay you.
No,
You have the little seal thing and everything?
Naturally, and I am in service to the crown always. I am fully in
Yeah.
service. As a matter of fact,
Our producer say decent man against nepotism. How is that nepotism?
as a matter of fact, I just adjudicated some matters as a justice of the peace. on my
Justice of the
way.
peace don't adjudicate no matters. Y'all
What do
just
you
stamp
mean?
things.
I have to.
All
no,
I
but
needed you
I
to
am a
do.
justice of the peace that actually reads. I don't just stamp people document. Who do you take me for?
A justice of the peace.
Yes, the one that reads and one that understands.
So that's why you did. All I needed you to do was stamp the back of my passport. They said it's not the passport.
The picture.
I needed a stamp in the back of the picture.
That says I do verify, or I do certify.
Yeah, whatever
that
it
this
is.
is a true
And then I
likeness
needed
of
one.
Francesca, whatever your middle name is.
Right.
Brown.
And then I needed one on my
On the
application.
application saying that I do certify that this information is true and correct.
I want y'all to see how flabbergasted I am. He
Are you
heard me
flabbergasted?
rant about this.
I hear you rant about the other justice of the peace you've gone to, and all I say is they don't like decent justice of the peace because they keep going to these bunch of fly-by-night justice of the peace, and I am a justice of the peace for the Commonwealth of Bahamas. Know ye not? You know what that
I
means?
do not have the words, y'all.
I could be in Landrell Point. I
No,
still
but
a
it's
justice
okay.
of the peace.
You can eat me
If
for
I
something
in
though.
Snug
No.
Corner, I am a
You
justice of the peace.
You can eat me for something though. It's cool.
Scrub Hill, justice of the peace. No matter where I am in this Commonwealth.
So you can
I-
marry people?
No, because justices of the peace have their power through the magistrates. Chapter
So
5.
you
of the
can't do
Magistrates.
nothing. So what justice of the peace do other than
I
stamp?
could sign your passport photo.
That's the only thing you could do. What else can you do?
You could sign passport photo?
Touche.
Okay, good. So you don't get
No,
in my
because you
business.
said you had to adjudicate some matters on Sunday.
Yes, so I had to look at some matters, and I said to myself,
So you were stamping people passport application.
but I also correct their documents, right? Because you know there's such a thing called an affidavit of amendment. And when you go to fly-by-night justices of the peace, this is what I tell people all the time.
We have a full show for y'all. I am so disgusted with this man right now that he made me
Bring
go to another.
your affidavit to me so that you could be sure that your affidavit don't need an affidavit. The problem is y'all like to go to these justices
we
of the
cut
peace
here?
who's give you affidavit. That's your problem.
We'll be back right after this.
Eye on the Nation will be back right after these messages.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing no matter what.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
Welcome back to Eye on the Nation.
So I understand that there's a big fight in Baintown since somebody knocked Mary down, and everybody know that Mary don't take no mess. I don't know the rest of the song Pat Ramming say, but all I see is there is more than a big fight going on in Baintown. There seems to still be a big fight going. I don't know what's happening with this camera.
Sorry, y'all.
There she is.
Hi.
There's also a big fight still happening in Southern Shore.
Is it happening though?
I don't know. I think some of the stuff that I see brewing, Sonny.
I wouldn't call it a big fight because after the first time, and if you don't know what we're talking about, I think maybe Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember which day.
When Leroy Major break bottle on the court.
It was either Monday or Tuesday, not sure which day it was. Leroy had some words for OB. who is the PLP's candidate for Southern Shores.
Right.
Leroy is the he's the MP. Not
He's a sitting member.
Right.
He
He's
ain't
a sitting
incumbent
member
'cause
of
he ain't
Parliament.
running no more.
Right. He's a sitting member of Parliament, and it all started because Obi said that he was the one that paved the roads, and then Leroy had to come back and fix the park.
Yeah.
And then Leroy sent his own message and say, "Of course it was you,
Yeah,
because
it
when I
had to
was
be you."
there, you all stopped me from doing
Don't
it."
sabotage me.
So like he threw his entire party under the bus, and it
Yeah.
was very confusing. And I think you explained to me that that was because he was for the other candidate that was
Right,
supposed to be
right.
running in the area,
Right.
and so he
And
really
he
was
had
an Obi
promised.
fan.
He had promised that if the guy that he was backing didn't get the nomination, then his party would have him to deal with.
Well, I love a man of his word.
But now I see in the rumor mill, right? Because the rumor mill is beginning to spin.
Okay.
And the good thing I like about this new social media age, right, is you could just make like fictitious names and say all the things you want to say behind like a fictitious name to see what the public sentiment behind it will be before you actually come out with the
Yeah.
name your mommy put in your passport and say it, right? And so now I see that there is much movement around from several sources, including some source called CSGJ report. I don't know
Which
who
is
that
what?
is. That maybe Leroy should just resign his seat as an MP and trigger.
We ain't doing that again. We already unfortunately had to have one of those because of the death of an MP. But we ain't doing that again.
You ever hear? You ever been to a government primary school?
We ain't doing that again.
If he fooled with that, they could don't give him.
Why would you even bother with that?
He can get
The
done.
only thing that'll do is force them to move the election up if they
That's
need
it.
That's the only thing.
And
they
I
can
don't
do.
even think it could force them to do that because the prime minister would still have 90 days, and I don't suspect that the election in his mind is 90 days away from here in any event.
So, yeah,
you missed that train, brother.
Yeah, that don't make that
Leg
much
of
sense. That I mean, just be quiet at
Old
this
people
point.
say leg of that.
I think honestly, if you know what, let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot say be quiet because I do believe that members of parliament are elected by the people,
Mm-hmm.
and they should always stand up for the people
Mm-hmm.
and what they think is right when it comes to the people.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that sometimes these members of parliament have too much. They follow the party line too much, and they forget why they were there.
Sure.
And the party, even though the party was the one that put them there to be elected, they were still elected by the people.
Sure.
But I don't know if this is a fight more about what the people of Southern Shores want, or if maybe he's just upset because he didn't get the nomination and somebody else did, and then his friend who he also wanted to get it didn't get, and so like he's acting out because of that, or if this is something that he really did have a problem with the PLP maybe when he was,
Or he
still a
could
part of
have
the
a
fan
problem
club.
with feeling sabotaged. Or I could have a problem with feeling sabotaged.
So let me ask you something. When you felt like you were being sabotaged, did you go to the party and say anything? Did you
Yes,
come out?
remember Leroy Major was the one. Leroy Major was the one that came on the news and said, if you ain't in the cabinet, my brother, nothing for you.
And then he came back on the news and said...
That was after they licked him.
No. And then he came back and I think he even tried to throw... I think that was a Tribune story, I think. And then he tried to say he didn't say that, and then they leaked the audio. Well, they didn't leak it. They released the audio, and what was said was actually said. And then he came back out and had to apologize.
Yeah.
So no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you felt so strongly that the people in your constituency were being neglected and the roads weren't being fixed and the parks weren't being fixed by the people within your party, you then had an opportunity while in the House to say something.
He also could have resigned at that point, and it would be more meaningful. To resign at this point,
It
brother,
looked like you just mad because you ain't got the nomination.
no, listen to me. You got $2,000 to collect for another 2 months. Just collect your $2,000. Yeah, don't take the moral high ground. The moral high ground no longer exists, right? Like, it's kind of like in relationships, right? Like at one point, you have the opportunity to just tell me the truth because I want to hear the truth.
Okay.
I want you to just tell me what happened. I'm still going to be mad, but
just-
punishment isn't going to be any less.
But just say.
But just tell me the truth.
Okay.
Now, when you get to the point of trying to tell me the truth after I done had to Sherlock Holmes you,
Oh, jeez.
I don't want to know the truth no more.
Okay.
Only thing I want to do from this point, because you've missed the window to be on the moral high ground. I cut my hair off now, and I ain't want to hear nothing else. And I think that's where Leroy is. There's really nothing that he could do to to gain recompense for what he's already done.
Well, someone else just reposted that same post by whoever those people are. I don't know. I don't even know if it's a trusted news source. This man just pulled that from anywhere.
But they're not claiming anything. They're just suggesting that he has two moves that he could now make. He could either run as an independent or he could resign the seat and trigger a by-election.
Well, now they're saying they say resign and let the people give you a new mandate. I just feel like you just should be quiet at this point. Just let the time run out. The time is about to run out.
Yeah.
Even if you do have a heart for the people, and even if this is something that you were fighting for, because you're just saying it now, it just seems as though you're salty. Like he's mad because he didn't get the nomination, or his friend. That's just what it seems like.
Plus,
that may not be the case, but the timing is just really bad.
Plus, because you're not me, right? I'm going to assume that you don't feel very comfortable about dying as a poor man. Like I continue to tell people, I strap myself like a suicide bomber to my convictions because if I die as a poor man, I'm comfortable with that. The PLP looks very likely to be returned to government. Don't go making them mad if you already on their team. That don't make sense.
What you trying to say? They're petty? You think the PLP is petty?
No, Pintat is petty.
Okay.
I'm
I was
saying.
just asking if you thought they was petty.
No, I am saying though that you don't make enemies where it is unnecessary. And if you see the Progressive Liberal Party looks poised to become the government again, you already is one of them. You're all mad now, right? But hey, I got cousins I don't talk to, right? But that don't mean I just missed the family reunion.
Let me tell you some of the comments that people were saying as it relates to this. Although I won't be voting for him, they did him dirty. I was wondering why the curbs in our area were no longer being cut consistently on a monthly basis, and now I know why. I have never personally seen him in my area, but his representatives came. They offered large trash removal, kept derelict cars in the area, blah, blah, blah. Someone else saying, resist the temptation of these people. Don't worry about that. Someone to say, to be honest, it was wrong for the way they treated him and expected him to shut up and be loyal. What everybody may be saying may be true, but the timing of it was bad.
But he has spoken before, is what I'm saying.
And then took it back.
Because, listen, when the beating started,
So let me ask you something. If you speak out against something, you don't think that somebody's going to whip you? You don't think of the consequences of your actions?
Yes, but when they shut up their bowels of compassion toward you, see, you have no idea what it is like to exist in the wilderness.
And that's what the problem is. You'll act without thinking of the consequences of your actions. And then when the consequences happen, you're shocked and you're appalled.
Yeah,
why are you shocked and you're appalled?
Because you do not assume that honorable men would stiffen their bowels toward you.
If you don't stop saying stiffen and bowels.
The bowels of compassion. The bowels of compassion is where kindness and generosity come from.
Election too close. Don't bother
with it.
Yeah, let that. Don't worry about it. That's the only point is, don't bother with it.
Collect April salary, collect May salary. When you even ain't got May salary to collect, because I tell you all brave calling it May 5th. So try hard, collect March salary, collect April salary, see if you could have one little cookout for the people or something. I don't know, buy 6 cases of soda and when it run out. But at this point, and I don't recommend you fool with no independent, because you only got 2 months worth of salary left. Don't spend the whole 2 months salary doing foolishness but running in no election. I could tell you that's the easiest way to lose a couple thousand.
Well, maybe
you wasn't that good. The people say, the people who we don't even know, nor have we control, say the curbside them was unmaintained. Yes? You're going to go run as an independent? Don't fool with that.
No, he could run as an independent and do what the other people are doing. When one person do it, say thank you. He didn't have to fix it. He just have to make enough noise to let Obi them fix it. Or to let Dennerly is the F&M's candidate, right? Yeah. Let Dennerly fix it, or enough noise to let Obi them fix it. He don't have to come up with no money. Just stand in the middle of a pothole, or stand by and say, this is what y'all want, and then I promise you by tomorrow it'll be fixed.
Rev, don't fool with that. Your best bet is go ask, stand up on the mountain, right? And you don't move. You say, Master speak, thy servant now. And you don't move until you see the blue light from heaven. Until such time, you just wait right there on the Lord.
Now, speaking of independence, y'all famous, and I don't know, what do we call him? What did you call him? Daddy-O?
Yeah.
I'm not calling him Daddy-O. I tried to just now, but it just didn't sound right coming out of our mouth. Dr. Minnis, we all know he's running independent in Kalani. Well, he said he's running independent. Nomination day hasn't come in. He hasn't actually paid his money, but he said he's running independent. And he talked about independence in the House of Assembly, and I guess he was trying to appeal to the public, to let the average person know that, hey, don't be scared to vote independent. He was like, independents still get money for the constituency. They still could fix roads. They still could paint curbs. They still could listen to the cries of the community. Independence. This is what he said. I think we have a clip.
My question is, when did
Independence.
Menace discover this?
Right now, as an independent, that he wants it.
Yeah, when did he discover this?
Because he wants people to take him seriously as an independent. So now what he has to do is appeal to the people who would say, I like you, Dr.
Yeah.
Menace. But independents don't really have that much power. Like, if you're not a sitting member of parliament, then I'm not a sitting member of parliament. Sorry, if you are not a member of the party that's in charge, then you can't get anything done. So he's saying now, man, don't listen to the noise in the market. We have the clip. We're going to play the clip.
Is the independent has all the benefits of every member in this parliament. They can bring laws, they can bring legislation, they can ask for committees, all the powers. They must understand that within this power, within this parliament, we are all equal. And there are a lot of people out there who may want to go independent. This is their opportunity because West, Central, and South are saying they want neither. They want none of you.
And so
That's what they say.
but Michael Pine tell them that.
No, what did he say? He said people said they didn't want.
They didn't want none of y'all.
So, sir, speak for your constituency, and I don't even think you could because I would say for the 15th minutes I still didn't see you, dog.
But if I say, here's what I want to say, right? Dr. Menace could get up right now, today, and say, Madam Speaker, I've heard the voice of the people. The people in the East, North, South, West have all said that they have no palate desirable or desirous of the Free National Movement or the Progressive Liberal Party. It is to this end, Madam Speaker, that I have decided that I shall take my seat on the next sitting of this Parliament as an independent. He could start being an independent member today.
No, please stop. We all know what he's doing. He's trying to appeal to the public. He's trying to appeal to the residents in the Kalani constituency.
Yes, sure.
To say, y'all still gonna get the same benefits. That's what he's doing.
So he has a benefit that very few people ever get. He could start being their independent member of
It make no
Parliament
sense.
today.
Just like how we just said, it doesn't make sense. He only have 2 days in there.
Right, but he could say, he could tell them, you see all that, you see how I wail up Michael Pinto at them for must be 2 hours in the House? I do that as an independent. You see how I table a legislation? He could prove to the people of Kalani that he could do every single thing man, play that clip back again so the people could hear what all he say he could do. He could start proving this to them today.
Is the independent has all the benefits of every member in this parliament. They can bring laws, they can bring legislation, they can ask for committees, all the powers. They must understand that within this power, within this parliament, we are all equal. And there are a lot of people out there who may want to go independent. This is their opportunity because West, Central, and South are saying they want neither. They want none of you.
West, Central, and I've never heard anybody give directions like that. West, Central, and South. You know, North and there.
Please leave him alone. Dr. Menace is also, we keep saying Travis fighting for his life. He kind of is fighting for his life too in the Kalani area because he's going against 2 other people. At least Travis only going against 1 person.
Who is like 2 people? You can't just say
He's
one
only
person
going-
mildly like that.
He's only going up against 1 person. Dr. Menace is going up against 2 people, 2 big powerhouses, the PLP and the F&M.
Okay.
And he's an independent, so he's fighting for his life. Let him go in the House. Let him make whatever declarations he want to make. Dr. Menace, and what you have to do to get
But I'm
back in.
saying to you that when Freddie McElpine said the same thing, Dr. Menace telling him he was a crazy man.
Yeah, but that was then. This is now because that was
he
about
could bring
him. Yeah, that was about him. You both could say anything
Oh,
till you in the
boy.
same position.
This is serious thing.
He's running as an independent. He wants everybody to know. Now, honestly, I would like to think that our governments are not petty and would want to help.
Could you repeat that?
I would like to think that our governments are not petty.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever is in power, if an independent does get a seat,
Mm-hmm.
that they would allow them the same access to resources that they would allow the other MPs that are attached to the major parties.
Constituency funding.
But more than that, because let's be honest, when you sit in cabinet, you have the air of the
the prime
person.
minister, yeah.
You have the air of you sitting in with the ministers that are in charge of stuff every day, and you can just go to your boy and say, hey man, I need X, Y, Z. When you're an outsider, you can't really do that.
Right.
You could make noise in the House, But
This is how you got to learn how to pay for lunch. So what you have to do, is when you see the cabinet minister, you'll say, hey, cabinet minister,
you have to make sure they like you first.
you know that place you like to go for lunch? The cabinet minister say, no. You say, good, I didn't know either. Just tell me where you like to go for lunch so I can know where to pay for the lunch. And you take him to lunch and you say, man, listen, don't leave me like this.
Good luck, Dr. Menace. I really do. You know,
He's a millionaire. He could just call his millionaire friends. Him and his millionaire friends could get together and start the Millionaires for Kalani movement, right?
Well, when y'all have a Millionaires for Kalani, I'm in Kalani, and there's one thing that we need in the area that I am in that nobody sees. And this may seem, y'all gonna say this is a rich, privileged
we need to
problem,
put
right?
you in charge of the Kalani petition committee.
Honestly, we're having a big issue with that golf course in the back of our yards. Like, it sounds very
What a
privileged.
problem to have. You know, the people through Fraser allotment tell me they ain't nobody collect their garbage in 4 weeks.
You know, I
You have a
understand.
problem with golf balls.
This is why we have a problem with the golf course. My car specifically, the back window of my car got broken out by a golf ball. That's not a small problem.
Not that kind.
Some of our no.
Because I can tell you that golf ball could break that. You don't come on this TV telling mistruths.
A golf ball broke
no.
out the window. One of my neighbors, the glass twin doors in the back got broke out every day. You know, my nephew has to go in the back of the yard, and it's like a sport to him,
have to see.
picking up the golf ball. Suppose somebody's out there playing in the back of the yard, and they get hit with a golf ball
The
in their
people who
head.
live by Freedom Farm have your problem. The people who live by St. Anne's have your problem. The people who live by Sac have your problem.
No, because I've been to Freedom Farm, and they have the ball. What you call it? They have nets.
The people
Just
who
give
live
us
to
a net.
Star States have
Can we
your
just have a
problem.
net? Can we have a net? That's all I'm asking. Can we have a net?
You want the Millionaires Association?
That's all. That's all I want. A net. Can you give us a net?
Millionaires in Arms for Kalani. You all here? The police, she have.
Just give us a net.
No, you have to give them a call.
That's all. Give us a net.
That's true.
I
Just
can't
tell
tell you
us
what
the
corner true because y'all done tell me I'm privileged and all kind of other stuff. I can't tell you
You see, this is what happens when you have
But-
rich people problem. No one in day time worrying about no golf ball. That's what I want to say to you. The golf ball
We
dropping in your yard.
out with this.
I don't know where you get these kind of problems from. The golf ball.
When it break out the back of your car and you say something
Oh
to me,
boy.
big hole in my car. I can't even say the kind of car because these people can see.
Eye on the Nation will be back right after these messages.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We trading for the bounce back. This 150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me 2 balls. 10. Give me another 2 balls. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. It's 10K. Name these games after me. Food Dragon. Food Dragon. Cinema Classic. Cinema Classic. Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. You know, Jalen Brunson disappointed us last time. You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Hit it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
spice it up with what we got.
It's time for Quick Draw. Get out your tickets now. We're playing Quick 2, 3, and 4. Good luck.
Welcome back to Eye on the Nation.
Hello, thank you for staying with us here on Eye on the Nation. I'm Levi Miller.
I'm Sandy Brown.
And we've got more news. I see that there are a lot of people finding their fate in freakish accidents.
I don't know what's been going on with a bunch of industrial accidents that we've been having lately. I'm not sure if there's just been an increase in industrial accidents or if it's just been reported more. But I do know the one that I think, I don't want to say started everything, but the one that I think people remember the most was unfortunately the one where the guy lost his life, where the rocks collapsed on top of the crane that he was in. But then it just seems like every week since then,
Forklift collapse. The crane
we've been
collapse.
having issues with industrial accidents, even on the Family Islands. I think there was one in Grand Bahama that they were talking about, and it
There
just
was also the one in Moores Island, which I think was the most freakish of them all.
was that the electrical shock
No,
one?
it was the one where they put in the water main supply for the Moores Island people, and the actual stand with the, I think, 600,000 gallons of water collapsed while they were literally just walking by it, and it folded the gentleman completely in half. These things, they happen.
I'm not sure. And you know, a lot of people were talking about it yesterday, and the reason that came up is because there was another industrial accident yesterday. But I guess we'll get into talking about that. But our minister, sorry, I can't call her that. I have to call her Auntie Pia.
Auntie Pia.
She was asked, I guess, by the press today what she thought about it, because it was something that was on the forefront of a lot of people's minds. What's going on with all of these industrial accidents? And this was her response.
Occupational safety and health is a major concern for the Department of Labor. We have inspectors that go on job sites. We are actually, through the OAS, gotten drone technology to learn to how we can assist in remote locations and over our work sites. So very concerned. We know that a lot of training and retraining has to happen, ensuring that in our haste to employ workers, that they have the proper training to be able to operate heavy equipment. And then, you know, an accident is that. It's an accident. Something that was not expected, but of course tragically happened. We continue as the Department of Labor Inspectorate to visit the job sites, ensure that the proper occupational safety and health measures are in place, and where they aren't, offer assistance with training and reskilling in that area.
Here's what I will say, right? I always enjoy the way Auntie Pia tries to always have a response, right? But the truth of the matter is, while she's Minister of Labor, she isn't hiring the operators.
No,
she
but people
isn't.
want to hear somebody say something.
And I think the better part of her response was an accident is in fact that, an accident. For as long as humans exist, there will be human error. In the instances where human error occurs, the only thing that we can do is realize the human error and close the gap in which it exists.
But are there things that we can put in place to ensure that the accidents aren't happening as frequently? And I'm not saying her as the minister. I'm talking about people, when you hire people, to make sure that they are actually qualified to do it. You don't just, I'm sure that you have to have some special license. I don't know. I've never had to hire those people, so I wouldn't know. Well, but do you have to have a special license to operate that kind of machinery or to do those certain types of jobs? And is that something that maybe you have to renew, get like touch-ups on every couple of months. I don't know, but it just seems like such a dangerous job to just be handing out to anybody.
Well, as dangerous as marriages are, we don't ask people to get renewed marriage licenses. So
People
I
don't
guess
die from marriages.
You wouldn't want that. But I'm saying to you, I think
We have to talk about what your issue is with marriages at
I'm
one
the product
point.
of 100 years of
At-
marriage. I
at
don't have
one
any
point,
issues with
at
it.
one point.
But I
Continue.
think this is where people like Leonard Sands become relevant in the conversation, right? Because people like him have been calling for the government to institute the contractors board, I guess, which I guess will be responsible for quality control, etc. But what I also know is that most of the regulation or regulatory capacity in any sphere of government is finite, right? And it doesn't reach far enough. So it's kind of like when people tell me about regulatory boards of the government. For instance, what is the name of the people who regulate food control over here now? BASFA. BASFA is 6 people. 6 people with 1 car. What they can do about a tree with growing fungus in Landrell Point?
I understand that, but you have to start somewhere. Just because something doesn't work in one area of government doesn't mean that it can't work in another area of government. We have to have some sort of mandatory site inspections, just certain things, just to keep the workers safe. I think refresher courses, as much as you want to make noise about it and talk about marriages, refresher courses to me make sense in certain fields. Just so you know, you could, and then maybe a little test to see if you're still cognizant enough to be able to drive them, because you don't know. I could have passed the test the first time, and now my sight isn't what it used to be anymore. Or now I have a little tremor, or now I'm getting older, and so I can't do the same things that I used to do anymore.
The question becomes then, Francesca, when did we get, like, for instance, we've had people that have been in construction for 60 years. The last refresher they've ever taken was when they was 12. They've built thousands, and most of the government contractors as we speak right now are people who have been in construction from Jesus was in swaddling clothes.
Understood.
I mean, unless...
So does that mean that you should...
No, but what I'm saying is, like, when did people with skill require this? They have not in forever.
I understand that, but things have always also changed since then. You know, technology have changed. I'm sure the types of vehicles vehicles operate. I don't know what you call the things that they use.
The machinery?
The machinery has changed since
They're much more
your
elaborate.
granddad. Exactly. And what I'm saying is, what they used back then is not the same as what they use now. I don't see a problem with saying, hey, every 6 months, just take this little refresher course to make sure that you know what is going on. Or every time something new comes out, maybe not every 6 months, but we have this new machine now, so everybody needs to take a refresher course so y'all can know how to operate this machine safely. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
The question becomes...
We have to take refresher course all the time as journalists too. We have to go and sit in these things, seminars all day.
About things I already know.
About things we could watch on YouTube, but we still have to take refresher courses.
Well, listen to what I'm saying to you, Sani. My question becomes, where in the atmosphere of governance do you suspect that ought to occur? Because I don't see it ascending to the level of the minister.
I never said governance. I never said that is something that the government is responsible for.
And how will the government be able to speak to it unless the government has some oversight of its regulation?
You could have a board or something that's in charge of it. You have
the Contractors
Association.
Right.
Maybe you could let them be in charge of it.
Yes, but the Contractors Association at its full strength, I'm not sure can have super. We already talk about the bureaucracy in the Bahamas, right? And how lethargic this whole thing is, and how I would much rather pull out a shark's back tooth than to try, do small things around here. Imagine adding another. When are any of these projects gonna finish?
So my question to you is then, we should just let people die, let accidents happen, because we don't want to come up with the logistics or find a way to make it work, because it's going to be difficult.
I'm saying, how is it that when construction was far less sophisticated, when construction was far less fancy, with far less fancy accoutrements, and how come the people wasn't dying?
How you know they wasn't dying?
Well, who reported?
Because it wasn't reported back then doesn't mean that the people weren't dying. We didn't have the access to social media that we have now. How do you know the stuff wasn't happening, but just we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Instagram, we didn't have live streams, we couldn't go out there and watch people dig somebody up. Just because it wasn't reported doesn't mean that it wasn't happening.
So maybe it's... So
you don't think Papa them ever get in accidents?
You're right. My daddy flip over in a crane. So I understand that worksite accidents have been happening. And there's enough medical data to prove that that I think it's 7-1 men show up in the ER with work-related trauma compared to their female counterparts. So
then
yes, the accidents have
there
been
should
happening.
be something that we should be able to do. That's all.
Or is the question now that because we have all of this stimulation from the internet and this thing and that every single accident seems like the end of the world?
But I did also say that too. I did say I don't know if the accidents are happening more frequently or they're being reported more.
Sure.
I also did.
Not even
I also
reported more,
did say
reported
that.
the same amount, but now you get to watch it on TikTok. You get to stand there while Janaea crying on the TV, but they trying to dig out the man. You just get to see the white man coming
Leave
to
Janaea
shovel.
alone. But the point also is, even if it's only one person, isn't that one person too much?
No, and I agree with you. And you sound like the people who should be trying to fix murder.
Even if it's one, it's one person too
If
much.
no one get murder, we could send all the police home. Someone have to get murder.
The point,
someone has to get murder.
Murder is not the only crime that's being committed. You know,
Cain kill
sometimes
Abel on
you'll
the
say
second or the
something,
third page
sometimes
of the
it's
Bible.
like,
You
do
feel like
even
it can
think
stop
about-
now? I'm saying to you that this is an ecosystem. Things happen so that other things can happen.
I understand that things happen, and all I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with making sure, ensuring, having people go and check these sites to make sure that maybe these machineries are serviced on time.
Sure.
You know, make sure that they're using the right tools. I don't know. Make sure that the people that they have working are actually licensed people, because even if they don't put their self in danger, they could be putting you
And I
in
wanna tell you
danger.
that some of the best equipment operators I know are men that cannot with a Mont Blanc pen write their own names.
I'm not saying. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm not even going to lie to you. That's unfortunate. I know that there are people who are good with their hands who don't necessarily be. I'm not asking them to take BGCSEs. I'm just saying, can we just let them start it up and watch them do it then? Since you don't want them to write or anything, can we every 7 months say, Paul,
Start the machine.
start the machine and then ride from here to there
Yeah.
and make sure Paul still could see?
Sure.
Because Paul may be in his 70s now and may have been doing it from he was 14,
Yeah.
but now Paul ain't want to tell you all that his eyesight gone
come and
or
go.
he have a little tremor.
He said it's come and go.
Yeah, you know
I
what
like
I'm
when
saying?
David said it. No, the site is come and go.
Because Paul can't, maybe he cannot afford to retire. Maybe he can't afford, you know what I'm saying? So every couple of months then, since you don't want Paul them to take tests, because you say the average, then can we just say, start that up and drive that from here to here and then lift the thing and do this and let me just make sure that you still know what you're doing.
I think this is my overarching point. I commend the minister for addressing this.
Mm-hmm.
If I was the minister of labor, I was walking past you all, I wasn't answering this.
And that's why we're not putting you in any position of power.
But this is not a question for the minister of labor.
People just sometimes want to hear things from people. Let's be honest with
Sure,
that.
sure.
Sometimes people just want to hear someone say, it's unfortunate and I'm sorry. When disasters happen in the country and things happen that have nothing to do with government, y'all want the prime minister to get up there and say, I am so sorry that this happened.
Yeah.
He can't do nothing. It's already happened, but you want to hear some words are comforting. As a man, I can tell you don't know that words are comforting. Sometimes a little, I understand your pain and I'm sorry that this happened.
Chaplain?
Oh, now he's a chaplain. Earlier in the show, when he was Cam, a justice of the peace. Now
I
he's a
also
chaplain.
happen to be a certified chaplain. with Billy Graham's association.
I'm so tired of you. You know, my grandma used to donate to Billy Graham. And that was before you used to have to put the money in an envelope and ship it. And she used to send money to Billy Graham. Anyway, let me read some of our comments
No wonder
before
why
we move
Billy
on.
Graham died millionaire.
Me too. Other stories that I want to touch on too. One that I know you will specifically love because you don't go to the food store and you don't spend money, so I know you wouldn't understand the story. But before we get there, some of our comments: regulations or legislation are often written in blood, which is true. A lot of things don't
That was
happen.
nice. They should put that in a speech.
A lot of things don't happen until, you know,
Regulation
unfortunately, some people end up dying, and then they like, okay, let's do a Marco's alert.
Perfect.
Okay, let's do a this.
It's the best time to do it. Because now you have stakeholder buy-in. Have you ever tried to implement a policy without a tragedy?
No, I understand what you're saying.
People come and say, I know why we need this. But we never had that. Y'all trying to make this America, right? All you have to do is let one person get killed. When one person get killed, you come and say, we can need this.
You know, sometimes people think things and they don't say it because sometimes it's not the right thing to say. It may be the truth, but it's not the right thing to say. I want you to think about that sometimes, okay? You could think some things.
Okay.
But it don't have to come out.
So they're going to say somebody have to get killed.
No.
Okay, I'm going to unsay that somebody have to get killed. See, there I did it.
Most construction sites abroad have on-site safety personnel
OSHA.
whose job is just to ensure that everyone goes home at the end of the day. So they also check the certifications are up to date and best safe practices are being followed. We can't have one of them.
No, I'm not saying that we can't. I'm saying that there are so many factors to consider. The Bahamas is an archipelago. Clay got 900
Yeah,
projects
just hire
going
some
on.
people to do it. It don't make, please stop.
That's where the
And
problem
all
is
these-
coming.
and
Because
people are-
election time. See, this is why I don't want to give it to the Minister of Labor. Because at
I
the end
didn't
of the
say it had to be the Minister of
agree with you,
Labor.
I didn't say, but I'm saying why I want to make sure we don't give it to no Minister of Labor, because all the Minister of Labor ain't gonna be anti-PR. And one of them gonna find out that they in problems election cycle. Now Pookie is a safety regulations officer on the construction site.
I understand
Pookie
that,
can't
but I
tell
would-
you which way is up and which way is opposite of up. But he is the safety manager.
I'm not saying that that's not what's going to happen, but I don't think that we should not put things in place because you are afraid that just because Pookie worked with Anti-Pia or whoever on the election, that he's going to get that job.
Yeah.
Just because things operate kind of iffy in the Bahamas from time to time
Yeah.
is not a reason that we should not
Yeah.
have things in place.
then I go-
We shouldn't have legislation in place because they might hire the wrong
I
person.
go on the job site, they say, Pookie, show me which way is up. Pookie say, up. We ain't never do no up on this job before.
The whole point is get some things in place to protect the people. You know that you could be
Oh,
protecting
boy.
other people as well. Someone say he right. I didn't say he wasn't right. I just say sometimes you don't say things. That's all he's saying.
Yeah,
I didn't say he wasn't
don't be right. Just don't say it, so
Now,
we don't know.
sometimes you don't say things like somebody have to die. You shouldn't say things like that.
Okay.
You could think it.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you don't have to say it. I'm not saying that a Pookie or what you call her, the woman, the version of Pookie,
Pukina, that's his sister.
or Pokina wouldn't get a job.
Mm-hmm.
And they might have, it might be some things going on, but that's not a reason
Like how we
to
have
not.
like how we have the crossing guards using the stop sign as sun shield now. They got one on a street. I won't call the name of the street, right? But she's standing up out there. This sun killing her. She got the stop sign like an umbrella. This what we doing for safety?
Well, in her defense, school was in.
Oh, boy.
She didn't have a job to do at that time. She was just standing there. Y'all want to be out
So you have to use
in the
the stop
heat?
sign as a visor now. This is what they're trying to tell you.
Maybe just give her a visor. That's all. Maybe give her a visor.
But this is very serious. We're not making light.
It is,
People
we're
have
not.
died. Some of them are connected to people that love them. We understand that. What I'm saying though is, I'm not sure that these accidents are happening with any greater regularity than they were in the 70s, in the 80s.
But you don't
Construction
know
is
that.
so sophisticated
I
now.
understand that. And I'm saying that you don't know that, though, because it wasn't reported then. I'm just saying, even if it's one life, I know you tell me I sound like the people who's being in the commercials. It is still one life too many. So if we could hire these people, or we could make sure that there are regular safety checks or precautions that are put in place, or make sure Pookie them at least get a test once every 6 months
Right.
to make sure Pookie does know up from down.
Right.
Can we at least say
So
that?
we know which way is up and he knows
Right.
which way is opposite of up.
Even if we save one life, is that not worth
Sure,
it?
sure. That's reasonable.
Okay. See, that's all.
That's
You know,
reasonable. We can
sometimes
agree
we
on
could
that.
agree.
We can
You know,
agree.
even if Pukiana get the job.
Yeah.
That's still fine. There's something else that we wanted to talk about. I'm not sure if it's a government app, but there's a new app around. I think it's called the Price app. I could be absolutely wrong. We're going to play a clip and we're going to listen to it together and then we're going to talk about it. But it's supposed to be an app that you're supposed to use to compare prices
Track
of
prices,
goods.
yeah.
Not track, but compare. So like before I go and drive all the way to here, because you know some people just do it. I've had some people who I know who will say, I don't go to this store because I only is buy my meat and thing from here, and then
yeah.
I just go here and I just buy the thing from here
vegetables and stuff from the
because
farmers
it's cheaper
market.
here,
Yeah.
or you'll see people go in the store and pick up something.
I drive from
'Cause this-
Eastwood to Gladstone Road to buy 2 tomato, an onion, and 3 plantains.
To save $3, but you just wasted $15
$9
gas.
for the gas.
But you know, that's
boy.
women math. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somehow it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay $10 for one strawberry when I could go around the corner and pay $5 for the strawberry. Now, mind you, I just drove $5 worth of gas, but it's the principle.
You sound like my mommy.
It's the
My
principle.
mommy wants to look at the price in Fort Lauderdale, and then let's go check that shop. The one you be leaving Miami? Yeah, they had it for $20 cheaper. How about I just give you the $20?
No, that's not the point.
So I'm
That's
gonna
not the
sit through
point.
40 minutes of driving in downtown Miami traffic to save you $20?
That's yeah.
Ah, boy,
But see, with an app like this,
Yeah.
you would be able to just check on your phone,
Right.
and before you even leave the house. So your mommy wouldn't have to do that. She could just know, I don't have to buy it from here. I could just go here.
I outsmart I just send her away with a sister now. Yeah.
Can we
let's
play
go to
the
that.
Can we play the story? Cam?
Yeah.
Cam
Let's go
say,
to the clip.
Yes, Cam.
Well, listen, the clip is going to come at some point. But like I said to you, I mean,
anyway, I
some
think
of these tools I
before-
want to make sure aren't too more. See, I don't like.
No,
when-
this just sounds like you about to say something that
No,
doesn't make
let
sense.
me- no,
As
let
someone
me-
who has told me before that you don't even go to the food store.
Yes, but let me tell you what I have witnessed a lot of times in government policy making and bureaucracy. You have one bunch of fellas who've been to school to study law, two been to school to study accountants, and these 5 lawyer and 2 accountant and 3 career public servant who been a public servant from Columbus land. They was working in government when Woods Rogers was the governor, right?
Yeah.
They can sit down in this room and they are going to create an app that only them could work.
That's not true. It does look like it's it looks
you
like
ever
it's
used
user
government
friendly.
apps?
I've used.
Have you ever used one without using profanity?
Yes.
Oh boy.
The customs one.
Yeah.
Because I never have nothing to declare. So the customs one.
But every time I use government apps,
The customs one is very easy to me. I
Yeah.
never have nothing to declare, so the customs one all the way. It's very easy to follow because I always click. I have nothing to
but every time I
declare.
use government apps, government portals come with an appendaged app where you have to use the app and then you have to immediately following that use profanity. It's true. You cannot.
Okay, so let me ask, before you complain about it, download it first and see before you say, because it may be easy, it may be user friendly, you do not know.
I don't disagree. I'm just like this is the thing that gives me a bit of pensiveness because I have trauma. I have trauma from trying to use.
I feel like your entire life is trauma. Everything. Your entire life is trauma. Is the clip ready now?
I have trauma
It is.
from trying to use government apps and government portals and trying to. Have you ever tried to apply for a government document that was time sensitive only to get it weeks after the time sensitivity?
You know what else was easy? Oh no, that wasn't an app. That was online. I try to think
You
of
have
an
your
app.
passport yet? You have your passport?
Why would you remind me of
Okay.
these things?
I rest my case, Your Honor. I rest my case. Let's go to the price check.
In the Bahamas, we all know that prices can vary widely from store to store. Whether you're shopping in Western New Providence or in a heritage community in New Providence, or whether you're on a family island, a single product can vary greatly. And we found that consumers lack information. That is one of the biggest things that consumers say. They lack information. They don't know prices across the wide array of the Bahamas. And so this information imbalance hurts households. In any market, the party with the information holds the advantage. And so historically, businesses have had that pricing information, but consumers have not. And so PricePal corrects that imbalance. This initiative is about transparency, and transparency leads to more competition, and competition leads to better prices.
Yeah,
You know, and I agree with his last sentence.
That sounds good to me. I don't have 1 ounce of faith in Barry Griffin. Them. Let me tell you why.
Can I say?
Go
Can we
ahead.
at least say?
I have eternal pessimism about these things.
I understand that, but it is a good thing for the people. We have already heard you say many, many, many times that you do not go into the food store, you don't shop. I don't know how you eat. I think you say you just go and buy
I don't
food.
understand why you don't understand my logic. If Rupert Roberts freezing the pork chop, why would I buy the pork chop from Rupert Roberts to carry it home and pay BEC to freeze it? That don't make sense to me.
For everybody else who shops in the Bahamas, I think it is a great app because let me tell you what a lot of businesses do now too, especially the ones that are now advertising online. You would think that now they have a social media page. It's so easy. I could go, I could see prices, I could see if they have it. They post things and then all the comments under it say, price, what's the price? And you know what the comments is be? Check your DM. Nobody wants to give out their price online.
Yeah,
like it's
the
a
price is
secret.
right.
I don't understand why a lot of businesses keep their prices secret. I don't know if they don't want their competition to know.
Because they won't be able to charge 6 people 6 different prices.
Exactly.
They won't, when
And
you
so-
come inside with all this David Yearman on, they can say, David Yearman, yeah, she could pay another 100.
And that's what I'm saying. An app like this I would be able to say, okay, Leaving Store sell juice for $5. But Clay store is sell juice for $3. Now I go in a Clay store, and you know what else that'll do? Leaving who had that for $5 could say, geez, people selling it for $3. I might as well try and put mine down now, and it'll make competition better because now everybody know the prices. It ain't a secret no more. It ain't a when you ask the people, what's the price? DM me for what am I DMing you for the price?
But I also think that if they want to do things that really touch people, like I think some of these things are just too sophisticated.
How is that sophisticated?
I think
we go in the store and we scan things for the price. How is that sophisticated?
Going where price even still on these? When last you been in any one of these stores?
Prices have to be on them. Their price, and if prices aren't on them,
let's do some secret shopping.
I'm saying, and let me finish. If prices aren't on them, a lot of the stores have the price scanner thing. You could just walk and scan it. It'll tell you what the price is.
I want you to go by Carly, brother and sister, and I want you to pick up things off the shelf and then see how far the scanner is from this thing you pick up off the shelf.
I'm not saying that this is going to work. I have no idea. That's why I just letting it go. I'm not saying all of these things will work for mom and pop shops. I don't know the extent of
brother
how.
And sister ain't a mom and pop.
I don't know the extent of it. I don't know if businesses have to volunteer to be in it. I don't know if it's going to be like a mandatory thing. I'm not sure. We're going to have to download it and see.
Sure.
But I think it is a good idea. It would at least cause some sort of competition.
Which agency is this? I asked him what the agency name.
You watch the same
because I can tell you what I want them to do. I want y'all to put a cap on the price of some things. I want to not pay $9 for locally produced products.
These are two completely different things.
But I'm saying to you that I think you could put all of them in the same portal. You can say everybody got it for $3 because we, through this app, have now made a uniform pricing. All collect.
We coming back. We can finish talking about this when we come back from the break.
But there ain't no way I gotta pay $9 for a collect. A beach ain't nowhere near this bill. Go do things like that. Stop this bunch of sophisticated stuff.
We'll be back right after this. I can't know what a price is.
Bury them.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Hey, it's time to lock in your vote.
Your vote is your power.
With the new boundaries in place, you may need to transfer or confirm your voter registration.
And if you have never registered or didn't plan to vote,
don't get left out on one of the most important decisions of your future.
Make sure when election day comes, you're ready to say,
your say, your vote, your choice.
Have you registered to vote? Join us February 18th, 2026 from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at ILTV Studios on University Drive.
Every great idea starts with courage. Every successful business starts with belief.
And every woman deserves the opportunity to turn her vision into reality. The Fox Foundation Women Entrepreneurship Initiative is back, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever. This year, Give to Gain honors women who gave their very best, their time, their talent, their sacrifice, and their vision to succeed in innovation-driven and emerging industries.
This initiative is about investing in women who are ready to lead, build, and grow. It's about creating a real pathway to success in a new era of business.
This year's program features 2 dynamic panel discussions designed to inspire action at every level. This year also features a distinguished international speaker, bringing global insight, helping to empower women to think bigger and lead boldly.
We're proud to grant over $75,000 in funding to emerging businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs ready to take the next step. If you have an idea, a business, or a dream worth building, now is the time.
Grant applications are open until February 28th. This is more than just an event. It is a powerful networking experience.
Surround yourself with women who mean business.
Join us as we give to gain.
Give your best, build what's next, and gain what matters.
Welcome back to Eye on the Nation.
Hello, welcome back to Eye on the Nation. I'm Levin Miller, and this is Francesca with her mic.
Sorry, I was trying to fix it. It was getting on.
Okay.
Is it? It's still. It's not okay.
It's not.
What is happening? I'm having a mic malfunction.
Oh boy.
It's a good thing.
You good to go?
Is it?
Yeah. This is how you know the show live, y'all.
Yeah. And you know, we ain't really them are the ones who too little uppity and whatever. Things has happened. Things happen on live television. Well, man, I made a mistake in one of the videos that went viral. And this one man pointed out the mistake. I was like, it's live TV.
It's live TV.
You can't go back and, I mean, come on. Anyway, I downloaded the app during the breek. I think I sent a screenshot to the producers. Yeah, I did it. This is what it looks like in my Play Store. And then I downloaded it. I opened it. And this is what the cover page looked like. So it's called Price Pal. And opening it, I realized that it's not just groceries. They have gas prices on here. So you have the major gas stations. And then they have the prices of what their gas is. So you could compare. So I could say, this one I went for $5.10. This one I went for $5.11. Now, I don't know if I drive it from one gas station to the next gas station for 1 cent. But, you know.
The Hemmings to say things like,
that might just drop again.
Water is being the gas. Man, you mean all the gas would come on the same oil?
That's what they say. They say, don't go to this gas station because what? You go there. I feel like, listen, I drive my car 1 mile again. Whatever is the closest. So anyway, so this is what it looks like. And so you could actually click on, so let me just click on the oil. So I clicked on the oil. Boy, I don't know if it's the internet or the app, but it's a lot of buffering. It's a lot of buffering. Let me take it off the internet. Maybe it's the internet. Stop it. It's just buffering.
More buffering?
Let me take it off the internet. Let me take it off. Failed to load product.
Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen.
I was on it a couple minutes ago.
I present to you the app.
Okay, no, I think it was. See, it's up now. I think it was the internet. Stop it now. Okay, so I clicked on this oil, this random oil, and it says it's available at, and it has the stores it's available at, and then you can actually change it from lowest price to the nearest place to you. So if you want to know where they have it the cheapest, this place have it for $6.85. Now this is why it's important. Why one place have it for $6.85 and the next place have it for $9.59?
Yeah, that's because that's for people. They don't want people who look like you shop there.
What? Hold on, let me see which area this is.
That's the norm.
Nope. This one to the bottom is a place on Carmichael Road.
Which place on Carmichael Road?
I'm not quite giving them no free advertising. I'm just saying.
Let me see this. Yeah, they don't want you there anyway.
Yes, they do. So it is, honestly, they also have a price history chart to the bottom where they could tell you, like, you know, fluctuations. You could save your favorite stuff on it. Come on, you have to say it's a pretty decent app. I grocery shop all the time. I would love an app like this. And you could pretty much, oh, Jesus, is it freezing?
Oh boy.
I feel like people must see on it. You cannot, and they have it in categories: produce, meats, dairy, frozen
Could they also
food,
tell me how much of the item is in the store?
bakery. No, I don't know.
So
Me
when
and
I,
you
then,
on
so
the
when I
app-
then go on the app, I say, oh boy, $5 I could save. Wow, right? I drive all the way here, paying them even got this in there.
What they live? Or maybe you could just call them before you go and say, do y'all still have...
The thing with the government app say,
You know, listen, I don't care how miserable this man is. This is a very good app. I don't know if it's freezing now because too much people on it or whatever, or maybe
Oh, yeah.
maybe it's the internet. But
that's how you know our show working. You know, we
No, but
talk
it's-
about the people app, and all of a sudden, it's so loaded that we can't even get on.
and you could browse it by retailers, filter by islands. Come on now, here.
It's fantastic.
It is.
This is wonderful.
I can't stand you. Someone said, "Hi, Mr. Miller, invite us, the developer, on the show." Yes, this is the developer.
The developer of what?
To show, must see the app. Could you let me finish read it?
Okay.
So you can have first-hand view of the capabilities of the app.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Mr. Developer of the show.
This is a woman. Why do you think it was a man?
Madam Developer of the show. Called Byron McCartney. And he can let you know what the package is. You all sound like you all have a winning product.
No. You know what?
We'd be so happy to demo it for you live right here.
I like the app.
You're
I'm
supposed to
sorry.
say, on Eye on the Nation.
No, because you trying to suck up now. I've been
trying
saying.
to sell ads on the show.
See somebody say, "Boy, I watched the OPM briefing today. That app was working and loading fast, and the lady was explaining on point. School students could understand." This is a miserable man. Y'all have to understand. Anything that let me don't say that. I don't think he's miserable. I think he doesn't like technology. He's one of them people that like things the way that it is. And to him, having to go into an app to find something is too much work.
You know what I am? I am somebody that has requested a business license from Inland Revenue.
Two different things.
I'm just trying to tell you who I am.
Different things. I am frustrated like you. I had a whole rant about the passport office.
Okay.
Somebody say they asked. They've been waiting on a letter from the hospital from September
From
to
the
get
day
their
Jesus
passport.
born. They've been waiting on
It's
that.
almost September again. I understand that there are some frustrations,
boy.
but these are two different things. I think the app is a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call the lady's name.
App people.
but
We can
it
just
is-
call her app people.
Yeah.
App people. Man, you all call Byron. Tell Byron.
Yeah,
please,
come on the show. I would
show.
love for y'all to come in and,
Yeah.
and shut this man up over here because it's a great app. And I'm going to leave it on my phone. I was going to download it and then delete it if it wasn't good. But it's actually a pretty decent app. And no, nobody's paying us to say it. I just, I'm a
Because I hear you used to get a little side pay.
No, it's you who's get your little side, man. But I go to the food store 5-6 times a week.
Why?
I mean, sorry, a month.
Oh.
Because
if you go
the people on this show wouldn't believe it because they think I am an anti-traditional woman. I love cooking. I love cooking for my family, and so I go to the food store often to buy my stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
See that? I love the way you say that.
I enjoy cooking. The people would never believe it because they say I hate men
Yeah.
and I hate having to do anything for men.
I enjoy cooking as well. The world isn't ready for it.
In any event, the name of the app is called Price Pal.
Price Pal.
Price Pal. Somebody was asking in the comments. It's called Price Pal. Can we put it up again for everyone to see what the app is?
There it is.
There it is. It's called This is what it looks like in my Play Store. Say Brave is pay Sonny big bucks. I wish.
I hear that.
Let me tell you.
One thing, he don't send nothing for me.
Let me tell you, I wish, but that's the name of the app. I think it's a great idea. Kudos to the government, whoever came up with the idea. Kudos to the people that are behind making the app. I think it's a wonderful idea. I know this one just launched, but let's do one for appliances and clothing and other stuff.
Oh, look at
next.
you. Look.
I just see it. Come on, I
You know
can
what the
see
old
it.
man told me? I'll tell you what the old man told me. The old man told me that the reason, son, you will never be able to make a woman happy is because all women want one thing. And it is the one thing that no man have. You know what that one thing is? More.
Please put your hair in one. It's annoying to keep seeing you throw back.
No matter what you give her. These people just give her a whole app. You know what she wants? One more app.
Well, the people, no matter what you give, the people I hear talking, and apparently I'm distracting them by moving my hair out of my face.
Maybe they are just taken aback by your illustrious beauty. they can't contain themselves.
Someone say y'all weird, Broadway. I don't know. I could try and put my hair in one next week for y'all, okay? If that makes y'all feel any better. But there was something that you also wanted to talk about. This was what I wanted to talk about.
The Minister of Agriculture. I know who that is. Jomo Campbell.
I thought it was Pintar.
No, Pintar is the
most
best agriculturer in all of the Bahamas.
Yes.
Yes. No other public servant in the history of the Bahamas has ever been a better, including the loyalists. So Jomo Campbell is committing to provide assistance for those fishermen and people that are going to be affected by the U.S. Prospective tariff increase.
Okay.
Of course, you know, President Donald Trump in his Put America First policy, or Make America Great Again policy, or whatever you want to call it, has done some things. And can I tell you, I don't necessarily disagree with President Trump. How does the Bahamas make its money? Through tariffs. Trump see what y'all been doing for 1,000 years and say this is a great idea. And so he's just doing it to them. But Jomo Campbell, in his wisdom, because you know Jomo is like
Omo.
Right. And so Jomo say, fisherman, fret not yourself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
That's not what he said.
Well, what he did say was, let me read the story. He said, Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources Jomo Campbell has acknowledged the seriousness of the newly imposed U.S. 15% tariff on seafood exports and affirmed that the government is taking immediate steps. Yeah.
What are the immediate steps? Or he didn't say.
I don't know. I don't see them here in the story.
You know what? I can do this for y'all.
Yes, tell us.
That's a link to the video. We'll let you talk until we can pull the video up.
Okay.
And then.
But I also see Barry Griffin them again. Also
Barry
talking.
Griffin do something to you.
No, he was the one talking.
Oh, okay.
Talking about FDA approvals, getting Bahamians into the business of exporting their...
Which I think is an amazing idea.
I think it is fantastic. But I want to tell Jomo Campbell, put the camera on me with a spear on me. Jomo, let me tell you what to do. Let's don't fool around. Let's just nationalize this fishing industry and let the government be responsible for all the export from the country. And don't put fishermen in the middle of that. You just task the fishermen with providing the product. And since we get all these hotels anyway, we could just simply start manufacturing our products like they do in Cuba and selling them to the hotel first. And then we might need to fool with Donald Trump and his 15% because fishermen will make money, the government will save money, and whatever we have left, then we could export it in the name of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Wasn't it simpler?
Yes and no, because I would assume that the message wasn't just for mass productions and big companies. I think it was also for me and you. If you, let's just say you decide that you want to make ties one day and you want to be able to export your ties to the United States, I'm assuming that what they're trying to do now is to make it easier for you to be able to export your ties, well, not to the United States because Trump don't want your ties, but anywhere else around the world.
Exactly where again. What kind of tie you assume I going to make? That Trump.
It was just an example.
You know what the Americans want? Coconut. You know what the Americans want? Avocado.
I understand that, but we're not talking. I assumed, and if do we have the clip that we could play? I assumed that what they were talking about was entrepreneurs, even small business owners.
Yes.
Because there are people here that are making money on stuff that they could be millionaires and make more money if they knew the rules and the regulations when it comes to exporting.
Yeah.
And I assume that what the government is trying to do is make it easier for the small man like me who wants to sell my ties. This is what you need. We'll fill out all the paperwork and do all of this for you to help you to be able to sell your ties in wherever and make your money. What is wrong with that?
I say let's don't fool with that. Let us figure out a way. There are countries like Alaska.
What do you mean let's not do that? You are not a small business owner.
I only ain't a small business owner because Inland Revenue wouldn't give me a business license.
No, plenty of people small business owners without business licenses. Let's not do that.
They sound like tax evaders. That's what they sound like.
I'm just saying that, sometimes the things are difficult. But I'm saying, what is wrong with the government trying to help small business owners export their products?
And I'm saying to you that as a country, right, we should take the same formula as countries like Venezuela and Mexico and Chile and Trinidad and Cuba and decide as a nation Here is what we will manufacture. Here is what we will export. Cuba is known all over the world for its agricultural products, namely tobacco. If the government of Cuba give you a piece of land, 2 acres, you could have the land and the free water. You know what you will do? Grow 90% of your tobacco for the Cuban government. You could grow tomato and okra. They ain't care about that. When you grow tobacco here, though, it belongs to us.
You realize that you and I are talking about 2 different things.
I'm
You are
saying to
talking
you-
about mass productions of
Yes.
things, and I'm not disagreeing with you with that. But I'm also saying it's also a good idea for the government to help me, Sani, with my small business that sells ties, to be able to export that out of the country, to be able to put the stuff in place to be able to do that.
Sonny.
I'm not disagreeing with you,
And you know where
but
you
why
can sell
can't
your
I sell
tie?
my
You can
ties?
sell your tie right to me with my American money that I make off the coconut I sell to the
No,
government.
because you don't want my ties.
What you
Because
mean?
let's be honest, the majority of the people who support Bahamian businesses sometimes are not Bahamians, right? And it's not just a Bahamian.
is this?
It's not just a Bahamian thing. You know, some people always say people are always appreciated outside of their country, right? So I'm saying, what is wrong with me? Maybe my market is already capped here. But I want to be able to sell my ties somewhere else, and the government is assisting me with that. I'm still trying to figure out what is wrong with that. It's not negating your point. I understand you're saying we should manufacture things as a country and sell. Or decide whatever it is, weed, tobacco, whatever it is, it can never be weed. It can never
Not
let
weed.
us do weed.
Madam Commissioner of Police, she didn't mean to say weed.
No,
not
I mean
weed,
for
Sonny.
medicinal
You should see
uses.
the boat with the
For
cocaine on it.
you know,
can't say
cocaine and
things.
weed is 2 different things. I'm talking about medicinal uses. Countries are doing it now. It's legal in many places. I'm just saying.
Just
Whatever it
just say
is,
not weed.
it's medicinal. Aren't we about to get into manufacturing medicinal?
I don't know. Whenever weed show up, I just get scared and leave.
The point is, I get what you're saying. As a country, we should decide what it is that we're going to do. But I'm also saying there's also nothing wrong with the government helping small business owners be able to expand their businesses as well.
Sure. And so, hear me on this. I think one of the difficulties we have as a small island developing nation, right, is we continue to try to extend our tentacles too wide. That's the reason we aren't seeing any, we are seeing considerable growth in our economy, so much so that we are outpacing the IMF's projection for the country, right? But I feel like the growth could be so much more if we had more targeted efforts. The minister is actually committing public funds to private fishermen. That's basically what his statement says. And all I say, my brother, is they my cousin, I know them. If you're gonna take money out of the treasury that I put in there
to help other people,
yes, then this ought to have a national benefit.
I'm not saying that you are wrong. I think we keep saying we having 2 different conversations.
And I'm saying that I hear what it was that Mr. Griffin, Senator, the Honorable Griffin, was saying today. But I'm saying that I think we keep operating government in silos. We have to put the locking mechanisms in place that move parts of government synchronistically. Other than that, we're going to continue to have massive effort and we're not going to have optimum results. And that's all I want from government.
Right, and so my question to you is, because of a comment that you said just now, if it doesn't directly benefit you, because you are not an entrepreneur, the government shouldn't give money towards it? I'm only asking. Answer my question. So if it does not benefit you personally, your money shouldn't go towards it.
No,
if it's
that's not
going to
what I'm
benefit
saying.
anybody
Because the
else.
road they paving in Wims's Bite don't benefit me.
Okay, so what is the problem then if the government says we're going to take $1 million? I don't know how much it is because I never listened to the
Jomo ain't give no more. Jomo say, my brother, 15, 25. Whatever they do, don't worry about that. Jomo got it covered.
I think it's a great
I don't know if I
initiative.
want the minister taking that kind of undertaking for something that doesn't have a national benefit. That's all
I
I'm
think
saying.
it's a great initiative. I think it's amazing to help entrepreneurs. I think that we have this closed-minded thing here in this country where we only feel like we could work for people. And if the government is helping people become entrepreneurs, more power to you. He ain't want we all be entrepreneurs unless it's for the national benefit. So I can't export my ties because it's not something that I could do on a big mass production commercially. He only wants us to export coconut and tobacco. What else you say?
And like little fish and things.
Little fish and things like that. But he don't want the government give me any money
and then you can sell
for
your
my
tie
tie
to me.
business. You don't want my tie.
And you think Donald Trump want it?
I've been trying to sell. I didn't say to Donald Trump. I've been trying to sell you my tie for 10 years, and you don't want to buy my
I just
tie.
see the light. I never really looked at this
because
tie
you want
instead.
something name brand.
Now that I have all this money from this nationalized product that I just supply for the government and the government manufactures, I didn't realize that with all this newfound money I have, how much I was going to enjoy looking at your tie. And now that I'm looking at it, man, give me 2 of these so I could give them to my
It's a
uncle
great idea.
and my
It's two
granddad.
different conversations we have, and I do not agree that we need to start mass producing stuff to export, and then that's another revenue income that we can have.
And
I
many
don't
countries
disagree.
in the hemisphere are taking this direction.
And I don't disagree. I'm also saying two things could be true. The government can do whatever you want them to do, export the bananas, the coconut, well, you say not the marijuana.
Not the marijuana commissioner.
Whatever it is that they want to do. But they could also help me
With your little tie business.
with my tie business.
All
What
right.
is wrong with that? If they're saying we're going to make the paper, now I don't know how they can make it less because getting a business license is hard. But if they're saying that they're going to take out some of the issues that are associated with me exporting, what's wrong
that
with
ain't what
that?
he's saying. But let's go to the clip with Senator Griffin. But what he's saying is he needs you to be aware of what you need to do in order to make your product palatable for the market outside of the Bahamas. Let's go to the clip.
They keep telling you stop doing that, and you keep doing it, and you can see that.
The clip ain't ready.
One of the things I hear most from Bahamian entrepreneurs is that they have good products, but it can be very expensive and difficult to get them into the U.S. in particular. So for small producers entering the U.S. market, that means navigating FDA registration, labeling rules, ingredient compliance, and securing a U.S. agent. These are structural barriers that we see, but they've quietly kept many Bahamian businesses out of the U.S. market. And so this initiative tackles that. Through this grant, we are providing support for FDA facility registration, U.S. agent services, compliance review, ingredient verification, and regulatory advice. So in other words, we're not just encouraging exports, we are building an export pathway. So if you are a Bahamian manufacturer in food or cosmetics, I encourage you to apply. If you think your product is good enough to get into the United States, we want to help you do that.
Sell my candle?
No, see, and see, so come on my side.
I'm not coming on your side, but let's just say you have a Duff business, and you want to sell your Duff, but you don't make enough for the entire country to manufacture, right? And you don't want to sell to the government. You want to keep your business. What they're saying is we're going to help you do that. We're going to create the pathways for you to do that. What is wrong with that?
Or you could say Duff may go to flour, Duff may go to Goa, Duff, what else Duff may go to?
I don't want you to have nothing to do with my Duff and my Duff
Okay.
dream.
So now you say, I can't sell the Duff because that required too much stuff. What I could do is I could sell guava flesh.
No.
And I put them in a vacuum.
I'm not interested in selling guava shell. If you want to do that and you want to manufacture that, then that's fine. But I want to manufacture guava Duff. I want to be known as the guava Duff
Yeah,
queen.
and you give that to your
right?
cousins then.
No, and I want to sell it internationally. And the government is saying, okay, we're going to help y'all to know what the regulations are, how to label properly, these kind of stuff. We're going to help y'all with that, connect y'all with people in other parts of the world that can help y'all. What is wrong with that? That's what I'm trying to
I
understand.
think I figured what your problem is. You think you're McDonald's. And I want you to stop it. We are a small island developing state. There are just
You
some...
need to think bigger than just having Bahamians
No,
work
but
for hotels our whole life.
The Bahamas is a growing economy. Growing economies have formulas that have already been tested that work. Why are we trying to do something outside of the ordinary formula that works? Figure out what it is that your country naturally mass produces. Trinidad and Tobago is doing it. Again, Cuba is doing it. Luckily for Trinidad, they got oil. We ain't got none of that. But I'm saying there is no need to tell people, now you take your $120,000 that you get left in a will from somebody who
No,
love you.
don't do that. I earned my $20,000. Don't try to make my business small.
All of us don't make that amount of money.
The only thing what I'm saying is, as a business owner, we have business owners here that have great products, and if the government wants to assist them in getting their products to the United States or wherever else, I do not see the problem with that.
But imagine
Two
if we
things
had...
can be done at the same time. We can manufacture your coconut or whatever it is
Right.
in your head that you
Wonderful coconut water.
We can do that.
Yeah.
But they could also say, all right, I see 20,000, and I'm even saying they got to give me money.
Yeah.
Just point me in the direction.
Sure.
They're saying, and that's what he said. He said, we can help you, or we can
It's
hook
a
you all up
pathway.
with it. It's a pathway.
Yes.
You ain't answered my question yet. What is wrong with government helping me push my guava duff business outside of the country? Because let me tell you something. It might get in the right person's hands, and then they'd be like, oh, that guava duff from the Bahamas. And now the Bahamas back in the news. People won't come to the Bahamas for
Yeah.
guava duff. How you know that ain't gonna happen?
You know something? You're probably right.
See?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what
What
else?
is today's date?
You know what else could also be
What
right?
is today's? Hold on now. I gotta mark this.
You know what else could
Producer, you have the time when he said it was right because.
You know what else could also be right? You could also be someone that sits in your house, does zero work, says, hey, I am prepared to take my yard, use my yard as a government, what do you call the thing when you have a bunch of trees? Whatever that is.
A farm?
Not a farm. You got to call it something fancy. So my yard now has 80 dwarf coconut trees in it. And my yard is registered as a government source supplier. And the government picks the coconut out of my yard every month. And I sit home and the government sends me a check for, this sound like the same thing Lincoln Bain tell me he could do. And the government sends me $1,000 every. Do you know the people in Alaska from their sovereign wealth fund, they get $1,200 a year. You don't have to do nothing to get that money. You wake up, you say, I am an Alaskan. Bam, $1,200.
You realize I said like 5 times.
But you
I
agree. But
So who are you
your plans
rolling
sound so
with?
much more labor intensive.
Because that's what I want to
40,
do.
I don't want to do no more
What I'm
hard work.
saying is, as an entrepreneur, I want to push Sonny's Guava Duff.
That just like McDonald's.
Right? I want to push Sonny's Guava
Yeah.
Duff. What is wrong with me wanting to do that? You want to sit in your house and do nothing and get your check? That's fine. But I want to make a name for myself. So when people think about the Bahamas and they think about Guava Duff, they think about Sonny Guava Duff. You could have leave-ins conch salad. You know, I ain't taking that from you. You don't want it. You just want to
grow 6 coconut tree in my yard every year. And the government send me a check. Because now, since the government knows the pathway, right, we don't have to worry about export of seafood being something done by private companies. No, just like how the government of Alaska does it, right? The government of Alaska doesn't own the industry, but the government of Alaska regulates it heavy enough to ensure sustainability. And the government of Alaska has made it in such a way where all the fishermen profit immensely from the stone crab industry, and it is because they have made it. When you see it, the packaging, the everything, the government of Alaska ensures that it meets the international standard for export.
I was waiting for that. Thank you, y'all.
I'm so glad this jingle on.
We'll be back. We're going to open up the phone lines after this. You said it like you so sad about it. We're going to open up the phone lines when we come back.
Giving the people our money.
Jomo is like?
Omo. For all your tough problems.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them. Hedges, you know, you do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
What are we walking back? That Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
Okay,
not
because-
what he was trying
because
to
he also-
say. Well, I don't even know what Red Basket anymore either. What do y'all people say?
ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger. It's time for Quick Draw. Get out your tickets now. We're playing Quick 2, 3, and 4. Good luck.
Welcome back to Eye on the Nation.
Hello, welcome back to Eye on the Nation. You ready to start? Welcome back to Eye on the Nation. I'm Levan Miller.
I'm Sandy Brown. I want to say congratulations. It just popped up on my timeline. That's what I was reading when the Customs Department officially added 78 new officers to its ranks.
They're a good guy.
Customs is the only one that didn't get in trouble in these past couple of months.
But I want to know if they know what the eyebrow raise mean. When I say, miss, all 6 of these bag.
If you know.
Only have $500 worth of things in it.
Because I never bring anything in.
This I said. She said, what about these 6-pack? I wasn't sure what I wanted to wear, so I carry all the clothes I had home.
Congratulations to the customs officers. That's all I wanted to say. Congratulations. Yeah. Oh, I see something else. What this is? Defense Force?
Yes, they had this Commodore's divisions yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the commander of the Defense Force has a naval tradition where once a year he inspects his fleet. That's inclusive of the ships and the men.
Is it really inspection, or is it one of those inspection for the cameras inspection?
No, it is an inspection. Okay. He checks his ships. Everybody presents their parts of ship to him, and they actually kind of tell him what is the status, etc. Because, not remember, but the captain of Coral Harbor runs the force. The commander of the Defense Force actually liaisons between the captain of Coral Harbor and the government. He continues to give them the direction of the force. And so what he does is he comes out there and he reinvigorates the base, tell them about the things that are important to the command, etc., etc., etc. Tell them how he appreciates them, and of course there's.
But that one was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
All right, we're gonna open up the phone lines. Give people the number.
323-7775 and 698-0775.
And this is our poll question for the day. Do you think the Royal Bahamas Police Force body cam footage should be released to the public? Now, I'm sure that this comes after the whole marijuana gates. Can we call it that?
Yeah.
Marijuana gate.
Marijuana gate.
That happened.
You're getting good.
That happened a couple of weeks ago. What was that? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
A week ago? When this family accused Well, did they accuse them though?
They did. They said
It was
that the police
suggested.
had
I will
planted
say
the
that it was suggested that the police had planted the drugs, and then the Wayne Monroe came back out, the Minister of National Security, and say not so. The body cam footage says otherwise. We actually have audio on the body cam footage where one of the people in question admitted that the drugs belonged to them, and then we also have the body cam footage showing that the officer picked it up, put it back down to take pictures of it. So he was so excited he found the drugs. He picked it up and then forget, oh no, we need to document it, and then he put it back down and take photos.
The gentleman also pled guilty before court.
But be ready. Yeah, he also did plead guilty.
Yeah, the only person who ever pleaded guilty faster than him was the fella who they catch with the mountain of cocaine.
No, I think I pled guilty too. Yes, the trans.
Yeah, but I think
pled guilty too.
Muley is the fastest. They say from the Coast Guard, throw the fender down. He say, I guilty. All of this coke is mine.
So this is our question for the day. Do you think the Royal Bahamas Police Force should be releasing their body cam footage to the public? You can tell us in their comments. You can tell us on YouTube. I'm not sure if the YouTube feed is up and running. And you can let us know how you feel about that. I think Wayne Monroe say it ain't happening. They only used to use it in the court of law.
And he also said, well, sue us. No, he said...
He didn't say sue us. He said that the officer should sue.
And when we sue, we can release it then.
I think that was a slip. We gone back into when he was in his lawyer days, and he forget if he tell them to sue, they suing him. Well, not legally, not meaning, but they suing
he wants the police to sue us.
But that's still...
He wants the police to sue the news.
Oh, I thought he was saying the police, they should...
No, he wants the police to sue the news for defamation of character. For plastering the mask. Luckily, he had on a mask.
They didn't put his face on.
He had
but
on a
honestly,
mask.
you don't even release the footage. We don't even know if what you saying is actually true. You told us that we didn't see it.
When we sue y'all can see the evidence in court.
In other parts of the world, as soon as an officer is accused of something, you will see that all over the news. Whether it's exonerating the officer or making him look guilty, it is be there. But we do have some calls on the line. Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Mr. Miller.
Hey.
Could I send out a happy birthday? Because I noticed y'all don't do that no more.
Absolutely. Who do you want to say happy birthday to?
I want to say happy birthday to Prophetess Danielle Cooper.
Okay, Prophetess Danielle Cooper.
Happy birthday.
And that is coming from Evangelist Roll.
Okay, Evangelist Roll. So Prophetess Cooper, Evangelist Roll, say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Right.
No problem at all.
Y'all have a blessed day.
You too, ma'am.
Oh.
Hi, caller. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Hey.
Hi.
What's up, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
This ain't meet money.
Eddie, I call to say on the behalf of the police. Yeah, the police is our friend, right? But I looking at it, right? All this crime going on, we need more. I think we need more police on the road. You know, understand? Because some of things going on, like, all right, you say you go to Starbucks anywhere, the liquor store or shop or something, you get people lousing around the place. And, you know, people just don't want to go there because they see a bunch of loafing around the place. They need to clean up around people that stop and you get them as loafers around the place.
No, I know if that's really the police or security. The private company should have some sort of security. I know if the police should just go around.
You get some of the young fellas lousing around the place, just scaring people away.
I honestly think it's a security job. I agree with you 1,000%. I was on a fast food line, and lo and behold, this man come begging on the line. I was at the bank, walk out the bank, there was somebody right there begging outside.
And then what's so amazing about it is you don't do nothing for them. It's like they got to do it.
I just feel like, I don't know if the police should be doing that. I just feel like private companies should just hire security.
I think you got security, don't scare them. You need more police presence. You understand?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
maybe they could.
The police is a limited resource as well.
Yeah,
so.
Maybe they could patrol, but I don't know if we have enough police to just, because there's been in blocking up traffic all day with traffic stops. And then they have other stuff. So I know if they have
for people who are doing crime and
yeah,
criminality.
thank you, caller. I understand that. I don't have a problem with them doing that, but my God, y'all loving traffic stop at 5 o'clock. The traffic already, the traffic already tick, man.
Yeah.
Now you in traffic for 3 hours.
Because we looking for Pookie.
They ain't looking for Pookie. They looking to make sure my disc say February 2027.
And in case Pookie driving, one would don't say that, Pookie, you come go with us.
Okay.
Hello, caller.
Right.
Hi, caller. Hey, caller.
No, I take them up.
Hi.
Hey, Levan.
Hey.
I hear the gentleman was talking just now about people hanging around the bars.
Mm-hmm.
You know that there's a bar that I frequent a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And there's fellas hanging out there, sipping their little thing.
Mm-hmm.
They really the security, you know. Because the robber can think twice with coming when he see plenty people around.
He got to rob all y'all.
Yeah, you got to rob everybody.
So let me see if
so
I understand.
now then it's only the woman and the other woman in the shop. The robber can take a chance with that.
Yeah.
With all them outside, they ain't coming there.
Y'all may make him tired. He may get tired robbing and so much y'all.
Yeah, they have to line us up.
Yeah, he say, listen now, I really ain't come here to do all this robbing, man. Some of y'all stay home.
No, but serious. Once you, and mind you, some of the people that runs the bar, they'll be glad. Some of them got benches and table outside for the people to sit down.
You know, I always
That's
wondered.
free security.
I always wondered because there was a particular plaza that was near where I used to live.
I'll continue listening.
Yeah, thank you. And outside there's a liquor store. It's not a bar. It's just a liquor store. But the men would sit in the parking lot on their coolers. Some would pull up in their trucks and just be out there all day, all night. And I was like, so nobody gonna say nothing. But now I know it's security.
They part-time security.
Now I know the people can say we're not gonna rob them because
that's too much people for me
there's
want to
too
rob.
much people out here. Now I know. All right.
Oh,
Hi,
boy.
caller. Welcome to the show.
323-777-569-807775. Here's how I feel on the body cam thing, right? You know, there are some things in policing that I agree with. Some of them I disagreed with. Like I disagreed with the perp walk. I'm so happy.
No, I agree with it 1,000%.
I'm so happy. That's because you don't know the effective shooting range of a GPMG or an SLR. When you understand how easy it is to kill people and cause public panic, parading criminals 2,000 feet towards the court door as if that will give them any more or less justice, is crazy.
I don't think it's about justice, and I'll use your statement that you said to me back to you. Maybe some things need to happen for certain legislation to go in place. It didn't happen, so why was the legislation put in place? I'll say that. It never happened. And you said that less than an hour ago.
That's good. I like the way you use that.
Okay, I'm just throwing your stuff back at you. But also...
I do think, though, that once people have been charged, particularly for some crimes, I don't see, you know, like how they do in the U.S. courts where they actually put the flyer or the picture of the person while in court.
But see, we don't do that because cameras are not allowed in the courtrooms. You
But
can't
that's a
take
small
photos.
matter of-
You can't take photos in the courtrooms. The only reason I say, and mind you, I have mixed feelings about the perp walk because just because someone is charged does not mean that they are guilty. I'm
Agreed.
sure there are many people who have done that walk and
Agreed.
who have been on camera and they were not guilty of the crime. But
Agreed.
anytime I put their name in, the video of them
Agreed.
appearing in court is going to come up. So that damage is irreparable,
Right.
right? They always say it's better to anyway, that damage is irreparable. However, I think in certain instances, people want to know things.
No, but I think
Like
the
if-
perp walk has a security issue attached to it.
I understand that, but I think also why I say I'm on the fence is I get that, you know, you don't want people who are not convicted to have to do that perp walk. But I also feel like sometimes in some of these crimes, we need to know what some of these people look like. So when they come back into society, I could be like, I'm just the man that got, so I could at least have some sort of warning that this person lives through my corner. Because there could be 10 Tim Smiths, and I don't know which Tim Smith was the one that was accused of unlawful sexual intercourse with the 5-year-old girl or raping the man around the corner. Sometimes people want to know what these people look like.
Sure.
Just for security and safety measures. So if they happen to move on the side of me while they out on bail, I could be like, okay.
But wouldn't a profile picture of him presented on the news allow you the same thing?
But they don't have it.
That's what I'm saying. I think we could incorporate that. I just want us to not, the door at the Nassau Street Police Station to the Nassau Street Court door is about 2,100 feet or there's about, right?
Okay.
You know how many times I could take a shot at someone's head in 2,100 feet?
Yeah, but I just said, I throw your own words back at you just now.
Yeah.
You say legislation, things shouldn't change until I can say exactly how you say it. Because I said certain things shouldn't be said.
Oh, boy.
But you said until things are done, nothing happened.
Oh,
but we
boy.
changed it just
what
because.
did the person say that was prolific? Because legislation must be written
In blood.
That's so profound.
Hi, caller. Welcome to the show.
Afternoon.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
This
Yeah,
is like
Red Man here.
Cake man. Package.
Yeah, you enjoy?
Package received.
Yeah, good. Say no more.
Yeah.
Now, the 2 points, I think both of you all have a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And the body cam, maybe after the case over, you could show it. If you show it before, then I think the public may make their own judgment before it go to court.
Yeah, you join this, especially if it have to go before a jury, eh?
Yeah, I think you should show it afterwards, and then we could say, well, it was justified or it was not.
But can I ask you
But
this
after the
question?
case is over.
Why would we have such distrust in the system? If the system is designed to protect us all, right? Where is this distrust coming from with regard to the system?
Well, like I say, that's like y'all two today. Y'all two having the back and forward, both of y'all right. And this thing, the very should do the cam, I say after the trial.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Cake Man.
Yeah, man.
I'm just saying.
I think we
when,
should.
When in your life have you not wanted to just trust a judge? When in your life have you not wanted to just trust a commissioner of police?
I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying that I don't trust them. But what I'm saying is, if I've already seen something with my eyes and it made me feel one sort of way, and you're saying that this is not the case, then show me why it's not the case. People don't genuinely trust anything that governments say.
I think that's new though, because
that's not new.
Because how did public profiles or public offices become a thing if it? For instance, the Office of the Justice of the Peace is reliant solely on my ability to convince the Crown that I am someone of repute that they could trust.
And I never understood that. I'm sorry. Because I said that even when I had to go and get the stupid passport thing and with the Justice of the Peace, I'm like...
But a notary public is the same thing. A notary public is someone who the government or the judiciary has decided that if this person swears something to me, I can accept their utterance is true and correct.
And I don't understand that because even they gave you one.
And you don't think what I say is true and correct? How? I tell you, if you want an affidavit done and not an after-david, don't go to those other justices of the peace. Come see me.
Someone said yes, they should release it. Y'all will cause them turn off the comments. No, we'll never turn off the comments. The comments don't bother me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We read them and we laugh. They was talking about some other stuff.
Yeah.
It's so much comments I'm trying to... No, this is all on...
That's how you know the show hot. It's comments mean the
Yeah, I'm trying to go through the comments, I'm sorry, and pick out the ones that are actually related to what we talk about, because they talk about all kind of other stuff. But I don't know. I as it relates to the perp walk when we were talking about, I know that wasn't initially. I'm just really on the fence about it. I don't want anybody to be branded as guilty. And that even when you are in court, the difference between when you are in court here and when you are in court in other parts of the world, they sit in their normal clothes on the side of their lawyers. Here, they behind a cage.
Because we bring you from jail.
Even when they bring them from jail, they allow them to change their clothes before they go into the courtroom so they look like a normal person. They don't look guilty because people will judge you by how you look. So imagine us who have them shackled by their hands and their feet behind a cage. I already think you guilty because of how you look.
What was the purpose of putting the video in slow motion?
No, they put the video in slow motion so it...
Why Pookie can't just walk at his normal speed during the court?
Because as I'm reading as the reporter, we don't have enough footage because it only take him 10 seconds to get from the bus to the door. And now I have a 60-second...
Why Pookie get in the court like that?
I have a 60-second script that I have to read. So that footage have to slow down to 60 seconds. Your chair should break. your chair should
The slow walking
break.
really make him look guilty. And Pookie St. Charles has been charged today with armed robbery in the case of robbing one woman of a chicken and 2 Blue Mystic. Pookie pled not guilty. Why Pookie walking so like this here in the court?
People say they show it to us quickly on the U.S. and it's true. They release those things before it even goes to court. But our court systems are different because you could actually sit down and watch an entire trial as it goes on in the U.S.
You can watch cases, yeah. Court cases are public. Court cases are public.
Are they,
Televised?
Yes, that's
Do
what
you
I
think
mean.
This is America?
Yes.
We don't have that. We don't have that kind of resource.
What do you mean?
We
If
are
they
a
could have-
small island development state.
You know, we televise with these cameras right here. We can't put one of
okay.
these in the court and televise.
And which channel we can put it on?
Goodness. Or, you know, let them pay us a couple bucks to put it right here. I would watch him.
Call
you know,
Byron.
I know a lot. There are a lot of trials that I am positive people would watch. But there are high-profile trials in the U.S. and other parts of the world that I watched. I sat there and I watched, and I was like, "There's no way they find this person not guilty."
Like the Timothy McVeigh trial. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Timothy McVeigh.
I'm trying to remember.
The Oklahoma bomber.
No. I'm trying to remember. The last one I watched was that woman who we all thought was guilty of killing
Casey
her daughter.
Anthony?
And when she got off, I think I cried more than anybody else.
It was because the prosecution overreached.
I mean, Casey Anthony, they found, them dogs sniffed that body in the back of her car.
They could prove
and she
everything
went out
except for
partying,
murder.
and they couldn't find where.
They
I was
couldn't
so
prove murder.
Even the Grammy them say she did something to that baby, and she still got off. But the point is, I was glued in. I was listening. People love certain things. Like, you don't think we have some high-profile things here where when the case starts, people will be glued because you don't think. Well, he pled guilty.
I think we will
but if
also
the transgender man had gone and it went to trial, you don't think people would watch that? People
But I
would watch
also
it.
think we would see the abuse of the legal fraternity on the court. All this, you got 6 court case booked for one day. I think we should do something about that because I'm telling you that is retarding the process.
Not just that, but we'll be able to see too. Oh well, the case can't go on today because we can't find the file.
Because
So
the
somebody
lawyer
have to
put on 2 different
physically-
for the shoe.
They have to physically bring the file from one place to the next place, and they waiting for them, and they stuck in traffic, and so they can't get there. So
Yeah.
the trial is delayed. I also think it will be able to hold them responsible too.
But Lord, I didn't put on the right set of pantyhose
Nah,
today, so
say
I
that's
can't
why.
do the trial. Because we have an adjournment. When is the next adjournment date? 38 months from now. That's probably why I think I'm court case still going on it. Because that's been going on long now that I think.
I'm trying to figure out, and there's been no adjourn date to that either, by the way.
But I will say this to their credit. I don't know if you've been watching, because you've given them great grief over the last couple of weeks. I don't know if you've been watching, but the court around here ain't been playing with sentence.
No,
I see
no,
more
I
30
disagree with that.
and what?
Well, I
The
keep
boy
all
just get 30 years the other day for killing the fella who he
I
said.
need to see that because the only
Then
thing
they
that
give
I've
the
been
other boy
seeing-
40. Then they give one other boy 50. The Supreme Court only rolling no double digits around here, my friend.
I haven't seen it.
Practice
You
your
know what?
fainting.
You know what I want you to do? When we leave here, we can talk about it tomorrow because I haven't seen it. All I've been seeing is plea deal, plea deal, plea deal, plea deal, plea deal.
Brother,
7 years, 7 years,
when
7
you go
years,
to the
7
Supreme
years, 7
Court-
years. Plea deal, plea deal, plea deal.
When you go to the
plea
Supreme Court and the judge say, stand up so I can sentence you, faint. Because they can say he hot, little weak, they can take 10 off. But these sentences ain't been playing.
I need to see them because I haven't seen them. All I keep seeing is plea deal, plea deal, plea deal, plea deal. I want to say something to Breon Murphy. You are not saved.
What did Breon Murphy say?
Breon Murphy says, Sandy, are you using the box Levin gave you asking for a Bahamian? Foot posts up on it right now. As
Crease
we
up,
speak.
crease up, and crease
Shoes
up.
off and on. Foot on it as
The
we
best
speak.
box ever.
My foot ain't dangled in a week. What is that, 2 weeks? My foot ain't dangled. In a week, my foot did not dangle. Breon,
Only what you do for Grace's last?
You told Breon to ask me that.
No, I didn't even know Breon just is a safe person. I'm so happy to have Breon. Breon, I want you to tune in every day, as a matter of fact.
Foot on it right now,
Yeah.
Breon,
Isn't it
okay? Does
wonderful?
that make you happy?
It's fantastic.
Okay, major cases in the U.S. are on TV. Yeah, not every case. It doesn't have to be every case, but there are certain things you want to know. You know, I'm trying to think of another really interesting case that I think people would pay attention to now. But cases take so long to come up, you can't even remember all of these things. But I'm sure if all of those cases with the parliamentarians or former parliamentarians that were charged, people would have watched them.
Yeah, and
You don't think they would have sit in there?
But they're also high profile.
They would have watched
enough.
Shane them and be. You don't think they watch Homeboy,
Tingham? Mm-hmm.
Long Island? You don't think people will sit there and watch that?
Tingham we mean.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But that's the only one I can think of that's still going on.
Yes, because that can't never end.
But I'm just saying, I really feel like people would watch it. Breon, that is not. Someone say God is good. Y'all are some wicked people.
Yeah, and all I do for her, you know.
Yes,
all I
my
do for
foot
her.
is
See that? The blood
purged.
can flow. It's wonderful.
Anyway, before we get out of here, I wanted to point out something that we were talking about yesterday with religious tourism and what was going on and how it's already happening. He said that he thinks religious tourism should expand outside of Christianity. I do not disagree with that. But I don't think the Christian Council gonna let that happen. But what they are letting happen is we have a concert going on tomorrow. You have tickets for me?
I give you a box. I tell you, this woman just want more. I just give you a whole box that transform the quality of your life. You want more than that?
So is that a no for the ticket?
Oh, boy.
Because Chandler Moore is in concert tomorrow, live in concert at the Beach Soccer Stadium. I need some prayers. You know, all between the
good thing
between the thing what had me stressed out on Monday.
The stadium wall can't hold them in.
Between the thing that had me stressed out on Monday and the thing and the passport that had me stressed out for 3 weeks. Come on, man, y'all been here through all these stresses. You can't give me something so I can praise
The
God.
good part about the prayer is the wall can't hold it in. So all you need to do is stand close to the stadium and the Spirit should overflow the wall and wet you right up. You should be wet, wet, wet. Soak, soak, soak. That's the best I can do for you.
So, no tickets?
Matter of fact, then came the Spirit of the Lord unto leaving. You could go stand up on the bridge. They can't stop you from seeing it up there.
You can stand on the bridge.
And the Bible says, and when the praises go up,
the blessings come down.
You ain't got to wait on the blessing. You could be right up there with the praise. You, the bridge, that could be fantastic.
You know what? It's fine. I'll buy my own tickets. I think tickets are still available. I will buy my own tickets. I don't need you to buy my ticket. It's fine. I'm not begging you for anything anymore because when I ask you for one thing, I get box.
You know something, producer?
You might bring me something else. I get box. Everything is fine.
I just bring the woman soup yesterday.
Boy, I won't say nothing but that soup because we still live with us. As soon as these cameras come off, let me tell you something.
Huh? You ever had anybody bring you any cake?
You didn't bring me any cake. And shout out to our producer for that carrot cake. Delicious. That's why she didn't bring you none.
All this banana cake I have inside this studio today, they gave me so good.
Daddy, you didn't purchase them.
You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me what to do.
I agree, Leaving. Those judges aren't playing with those charges.
I can tell you.
Swift. I need to see them. I'm not saying it's
I
not true.
know
I'm
if
just
they
saying I haven't seen
swift.
it.
I just know everything I see coming out that Supreme Court is 30, 50, and 40. I said, Jesus wept.
Someone say y'all scared to call his name. We ain't scared to call his name, but you know.
Tingham?
We all right.
Tingham never mistake things place in them.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Breon said, yes, I'm happy now, but I said I was asking for the nosy Bahamians. Didn't say it was me. Breon, they set you up. They set
Breon is
you
the same place.
up.
Breon is the
Why
same
would you
place.
ask me that? It's you, Breon.
So do you really believe that there is enough appetite in the Bahamian population to care about, like, things happen so quickly around
Yes,
here, like,
yes,
I think people just want to see while they mad.
Yes.
Like, does it add or take away?
No, I honestly feel like if we had major cases, streamed. Oh, yeah. I think in cases.
What does it add to?
I'll say this. Not in all cases, but in cases where, with my own eyes, like I tell you, I got that officer for that. I got that officer like, boy.
And I told you that wonderful,
right? Because it looked, you saw the hand go down, right?
I could just tell from the way the corporal was stick on the uniform. I said, this is an upstanding corporal.
What I'm trying to say is, in cases like that where we saw it and people formed their own conclusions and the conclusion that we formed was not correct, then you slap me in my face and say, you was the idiot side of here.
Yeah.
That's what I would have do. I'd have been like, okay, you say it's us?
Yeah.
Boom.
I never even see a corporal pick up that little bit of drugs with that much muscle. I could tell from the intensity of the muscle grip when he pick up that one little handful of dope. I said, there's no way that corporal there is running afoul of the law. No, sir. I want him to have a medal. Commissioner, could we give him a medal? You ever see any corporal find dope like that before in your life? I've never seen it.
That was one little.
But he walked from the police car straight to the dope. This corporal's so good at finding dope, he don't even need to search the yard. He know exactly where Pookie them like to hide dope. He's the most dope findingest police I ever meet. Immediately, he even have to search the whole yard. Man, the dope over here.
Every day, you find new ways to surprise. Thank you with the things that you say.
I want the commissioner to give him a medal.
For doing his job.
Well, what else is he get a medal for?
Above and beyond.
You ever see anybody find dope like this before?
It's been a pleasure having you guys with us today. As usual, thank you for the comments on Facebook, YouTube. Thank you for all of the callers. You want to say anything to the people before we go?
I sleep with Miller.
I'm Sonny Brown. We'll see you guys tomorrow.